Hey, yo, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Talk on the Podcast. On this podcast, we'll talk with the one instead of an L because on this podcast, we always keep it 100. All right, let's talk about it. Welcome back to another episode, okay? We're on episode 93, getting closer and closer until that episode 100, okay? I was not here last week to do an episode, but I am here this weekend, okay? Got some catching up to do. Got some stuff I got to do, I guess you would say in the off season. It's off season for football, but we still closer to the offseason in basketball, but we still in full effect for basketball. And missing a week, you never know how much you miss, really. Like I'm kind of always constantly doing this, week by week, day by day. And if I miss an episode for a week, and I kind of see how important that can hurt me and how important that is of not missing a week, because you miss a lot, and not just a lot for like the sports world. You know, I like to try to get my hands on everything and talk about everything, and so you still miss a lot if you wait a week, wait a day, wait 2 days, but a week miss a lot. But we're gonna try to catch up, and we're gonna try to get into it today. Okay, so welcome to another episode of Talk on the Podcast. Okay, episode 93. We are here. Okay, first thing I'm going to talk about, first and foremost. Okay, last week. Thursday night heading into Friday morning. Okay. We had Drake. Shout out to Drake releasing, of course, the release of the main album, Iceman, but he had 3 total albums that he released. But Iceman was the one that was widely promoted, widely known, and we knew about Iceman coming out. Yeah. I know there's a lot of Drake fans out there, and there's a lot of Drake haters at the same time out there. Let me know your opinions about the Drake album, Iceman. I am for one a fan of it. I'll be honest. It's one of those albums. Iceman is one of those albums that where you have to listen to it multiple times. And I know if I've said that to a couple of people, and then people be like, "Oh, well, that means it's not a good album." No, because when my first thoughts or my first intentions of listening to it, I was, even though I like Drake and I like, you know, I'm not his biggest fan, or he's not my favorite rapper, but I love music, and I love his music. And so like I kind of was listening as trying to critique or trying to criticize what it was, rather than just being a fan of music and listening. And so that's why when I first heard it, I was like, okay, yeah, right. But then the more I heard it, I was like, okay, now I'm tuned in, and I'm tuning in more, and you know, it became something cool in my opinion. Okay, for people that don't know, my favorite rapper, or my favorite artist, period, is Future. I've been a Future fan for a god awful time. Like it's been since like 2010, 2011, maybe to like around that area, where I started noticing Future, hearing Future, and I became a fan of Future. And after that, I just been a true fan of Future for sure. So, and then him doing a lot of collabs with Drake, that's what really made me become into the world of Drake. Like, I'm not a super Drake fan, but I love Drake. You know what I'm saying? You know, he worked with of course, before the What a Time to Be Alive and the other small collabs they had. You know, I like the Take Care album. I don't think that's his best. A lot of people say that's his best album. I don't think Take Care is his best album, in my opinion. But Take Care is still a good thing to listen to, right? And then, you know, his projects he had all the way leading up until What a Time to Be Alive. You know, I was rocking with him, but you know what I'm saying. So, but yeah, Future's my favorite artist, but that was the reason I was happy, because when I saw that, oh yeah, he's still making music with Future, I was one of the first ones to say this. When Future and Metro came out with "We Don't Trust You," and you know, they had the song "Like That" with Kendrick Lamar on there. People was like, oh, you know, Future's picking sides, and oh, he's starting this war, this and that. I'm one of the first ones like, no. Future don't care. He don't give a fuck. He just getting his money. What he probably was thinking, like, yo, we got this song. I thought you'd be good on it. Here you go. And you can't help what somebody says on a song. Now you can listen to it multiple times and say, hey, you need to change it, or hey, we're not gonna put you on that. You can, but shit, what at this point, what you gonna do, right? So, yeah, I always knew that Future really was just like, dude, he's in it for the money. He tells you all the time, he's in it for the money, in it for the culture, in it for the women, just doing his shit, doing him, and nobody cares, right? And so that's why I always knew Future was just like a neutral, set kill, even kill. Future also is one of the few artists I can say outside of all the earlier Cash Money artists like Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, all those people that was in Cash Money before and same time coming in as Drake. Don't count them in, but Future, out of all the artists that Drake has worked with from really 2013, 2014, all the way up to really now, all the artists that that collab with Drake blew up, or they got their their moment, and it's up to them to stay relevant, right? We're talking about the Migos. Migos was good by themselves and they kept the career, but Drake hopping on that Versace helped them boost that career, and they kept going after that. Lil Baby was on that one song with Drake, and then next thing you know, he had another couple of collabs with Drake, and then Lil Baby kept his shit up, and he's and he worked hard and did that. And it's a lot of collabs, like JB Block Boy. He got big because doing something with Drake. I mean, it's up to JB Block Boy to establish your career. But Future is the only artist I can say that he didn't need Drake to blow up. Future was already big enough in the game before Drake. Drake was already big enough in the game before Future. I think both of them collabing together helped both of their careers. And so I think that's why they're going to always have a neutral, cool-ass relationship, because they didn't need each other, but they helped each other grow significantly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some people out there that was just hard, just trap music listeners, and listen to Future, but when they heard the collabs with Drake, they're like, oh, Drake is actually bumping, and started listening to Drake. Same thing with Drake fans. Drake fans probably were just listening to that type of music, wasn't really paying attention to the trap shit or what Future was talking, but heard the collabs, and now they listen to Future, right? So Future is the only one I can say right now, in my opinion, Future is the only one that he didn't need Drake to make his career, but them collabing together helped both of their careers tremendously, and that's why I think they're going to always have a neutral ass friendship, because they both helped each other turn up, and they're both good at their craft and what they do. But yeah, that's why, especially with the beef with Drake and Kendrick beef. Listen, if you literally pick sides on that, like, that's on you. You can if you want to. Y'all grown people, or you have your own. It's you. You can do whatever you want. I didn't pick a side. I love music, so I love Kendrick Lamar and I love Drake. I love both of their music, right? And so, but we knew what type of time Kendrick was on, and we know what type of time Drake is on. Drake right now, and this album proves that Drake is like, all right, for all you people that was out there screaming NLU out loud with that motherfucker from Cali over there, stay your ass over there. Because now Mr. Iceman is back and whooping y'all and talking shit. Right? But I didn't really pick a side. I don't have a side. I will say I like kind of like Drake a little bit more, only because I just said Future's my favorite artist, and so them collabing together, I listened to Drake a lot of more times than I did Kendrick Lamar. But at the same time, it's not picking or choosing. It is what it is, right? But yeah, man, Drake has. But I don't understand the problem with Drake, man. I don't know why people have such a big ass problem with Drake. Like, I get it. Yeah, y'all. Everybody wants to be a tough guy. Everybody wants to be that. Oh, real. I'm super real. This and that. And it's like, bro, a lot of your artists or rappers coming up, they was preaching real, guns, jail, this and that. They was never about that time either. It's like a handful of them that was, but really, you can look at it. The one that was are in prison, like, for life. So I get it. Everybody want, y'all want, if you gonna talk about something, live their life, Cool, whatever. But Drake, I don't see why. What's the problem with Drake? Drake told you, I got more slaps than the Beatles, and is he lying? Like, he continues to perform, he continues to do everything he needs to do. Drake is an artist, bro. Like, Drake, I just don't understand the hate for Drake, man. He put so many people on. If you had a song with Drake, you was blowing up, and you knew you was gonna have that blow up. You know what I'm saying? The collabs he did with 21 Savage, dude, those are phenomenal. And I understand. First of all, Drake is a big ass troll because when Kendrick Lamar talked about in Not Like Us, of like, oh, you run to Atlanta when you need this and that, and this and that, and then on this album you literally put out a song called Ran to Atlanta. And then this is the most irony part. You put out the song Ran to Atlanta, and then the very next song, which is Shebang, I want to say, you're rapping and your whole ad-libs are nothing but Migos. Bruh, you are the ultimate troll. Drake is the ultimate troll. But I don't see the issue with Drake. I think Drake is a great artist. I think he has a lot of bangers. I think he's we're going to talk about one of the best in rap and hip hop for generations and for of all time. Drake is in that conversation. If whether you like it or not, Drake is in that conversation. Dude, like, he put, anytime Drake's name is associated with something or someone, that something or someone blows up. Man, look, Drake, I don't rap anymore. I used to make some small music here and there. But let Drake put me in a song for 10 seconds. Watch, I'll blow up. Hell, share this clip that I'm about to do and put it on your story and watch I blow. I'll at least get 1,000 more followers than what I have now. You know what I'm saying? Or if you come on the pod, that's awesome. But I have no problem with Drake. I think Drake is a great artist, and I think this album was great. Of course, Ran to Atlanta was like, that's my favorite, but I've been low key. My daughter is annoyed with me now because I'm over here singing that for real. Yeah. For real. Like, I've been singing that all day. That baby. I've been on it. And so, like, the album, in my opinion, is phenomenal. I like it. It took a while for me to turn the leaf a little bit, but I like it. One thing I also liked about it too was the music video for Dust. Like, first of all, when I first saw it, I was like, yo, that kid looked familiar. And I was like, wait, that's not Adonis, right? I felt like I was Adonis' uncle, and I haven't seen him in forever. And when I do, like, damn, boy, you getting big, ain't it? Like, dude, that's Adonis. Like, dude, I almost didn't recognize this little boy. Right, but I love that video because, man, and I heard, when I first saw that video, I fell in love with it. First of all, I love Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is hilarious. All right, but seeing that video, first of all, Donna's gonna have a future in acting because your daddy was an actor. You know, it's in the genes, right? But Adonis has a future in acting. But not only that, man, it's just looking at when I was a kid watching music videos or watching movies, watching television. And, you know, you see those kids, even though you can say they are like the Bad News Bears or anything else with kids in the acting. And you can say, even if it's bad, like they're acting bad or, you know, they're acting like a bad kid or whatever. It's just the fact of, like, dude, somebody who looks like me that's my age, I can be on TV too. And, you know, and and as soon as I saw that video and I saw, you know, his son and the other little boy, you know, doing that, taking the car, doing this, I hurried up and showed my daughter. I was like, look, this is, in my opinion, that's kind of cool, man. When you're growing up, you don't think about it. Kids need influence, and the biggest influence is, or the biggest influencers are most likely, you know, the ones that you see on TV that are grown, to the professional athletes, to the actors, to the actresses. But a lot of times, man, you seeing kids that look like they're your age, like you get hyped for that, and you want to be like that, and you strive to go, you know, ask your parents, oh, I want to go try acting, modeling, or I want to be like this person that I saw, and they look like they're my age, and I want to go do this too. Give them some type of courage and hope, and that's what I think that video did. You see, Drake knows he's a big time artist. They're gonna see his son, and you see kids like in there driving a cop car. Like, I'm not trying to say, yo, encourage the kids to go drive a cop car. It's still a cop car. I'm just saying, as far as like, kids want to be seen on TV. So that was kind of cool in my opinion. Okay. But all in all, the Drake album, Iceman, I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't listened to the other two fully. I've heard songs, of course, on them, but I haven't listened to them fully like I have Iceman. And I'm not done with Iceman. I'm just done listening to it fully. Like, I gave myself a week of actually paying attention and listening to it. And so, yeah, this was a cool album, a nice album. I think it's gonna be around for a while. I think it was here to serve its purpose. Serve its purpose was to give the people what they want, especially his fans. And I think his fans love it. Of course, his fans love it. But I think people see a different side of Drake as well. Drake is getting older, so a lot of stuff that he probably would have done in the past, he's doing differently now. Things he probably didn't do in the past, he's doing now. The way he's going at everybody's neck, calling everybody out, like, you done woke up a dangerous man at this point. A dangerous man. And what's so crazy is, it's funny because, like I said earlier, like Future being my favorite artist and Kevin Durant being my favorite basketball player, and seeing both of them kind of collab with him in a span of a week, from Future being on the album and Kevin Durant being on this Nike commercial for his signature shoe, but with Drake. I'm just like, dude, it's just kind of cool and kind of crazy right there, right? That would be a cool ass episode. Let me get Kevin Durant and Future. Oh shit, Drake too. Come on the pod, man. That would be the best interview in my lifetime, I feel like. Never say never. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But do I put I got my whole foot in the door for that one though. I still believe that will happen. Manifestation. All right. So, if you haven't already, go check out the Drake album Iceman. If you don't know what to start with, just start from start to finish. If you really want to just get into it like that, or if you just want to hear what's the songs that's going to be playing in stadiums or out loud soon, like I think Ran to Atlanta, Janice Shut the Fuck Up is going to be one that's going to be played everywhere. Shebang, of course. Dust. They're really all going to be lit. But anyway, right? So everybody on social media has been talking about the Drake album, and everybody on social media has took their sides about it. Said their piece, saying this, and that. I don't really. I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do with it. So I don't really listen to social media like that anyway. Social media is here to distract you anyway. Sometimes social media sucks. It does. So speaking of social media, talking about work. If you work at a nice establishment now, a lot of people have this within their jobs. I know a couple of people, a couple of family members that have this same thing at the jobs. Microsoft Teams. If you don't know, Microsoft Teams is basically an app or a service that is for a workspace. You got a certain workspace. You create your account on there, and it's you whatever your workspace is, and you're able to create chats. You're able to communicate differently with anybody. You can communicate with whoever within that workspace. And yeah, man, a lot of people that I talk to knows about Teams and Microsoft Teams and how that works and this and that. You know what I think Microsoft Teams is? Microsoft Teams is literally just social media but for work. With minus the posts. Like, if you can post a status on Microsoft Teams, that would be nasty, because that is literally social media but for work. And it's so sickening and so sad because of the type of shit talking that you might see on Teams, the type of people, period. People's true colors can come out on Teams as well. That's why I say it's a social media of the workspace. Okay, literally just missing the status, post the status. If you can post status and stroll on Teams, that is nasty and crazy work. Right now, because at that point, if you have that able to basically be a social media for work, people will be on Teams away from work. Like when I'm not at work, I shut my teams off. Like I put that shit on mute. I'm not trying to hear nothing. It is what it is, right? But like if you able to basically do the statuses and do some other small shit on teams, then people will be more in tune to that shit. Because you can put gifts on there. A lot of people do gifts on teams, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that goes on with teams, and especially when you have, the older people now are kind of dying off from working. So you got people who are like 50, 55, maybe 58 or close to 60, but then going all the way down to my age of 30. We're the ones we're the new adults, right? And we are just as petty as anybody else. So them teams be going crazy. But yeah, I think Microsoft Teams is just a social media but for work. And if they made some minor adjustments to it, they could take over the game as far as really a social media site, but you wouldn't have to. It would encourage people to go get a job just to get the Microsoft Teams. That would be kind of cool. At least I would think, right? Speaking of working, I have in my lifetime, I've worked a handful of overnight jobs. Me personally, I prefer overnight rather than the mornings. I just can't wake up in the mornings like that. Now I've had jobs to where I have morning shifts, and I've got up and go to those shifts. Like I can do it, I just don't want to do it. But going to work and overnights is that's my shit. I love overnights, and I would choose that before anything any day. But I wouldn't mind driving during the day or going to working during the day and working during the days either. But overnight is what I would love. But it's a problem with working overnight. I recently just had an experience like this because I, to this day, work overnight. I've had an experience with this of really just flat out tired, working 10 to 12-hour shifts. Then you get off and it's in the morning, it's daylight, but you still got to drive to your crib. Which one is more dangerous? Driving drunk or driving sleepy? Okay, now driving drunk, if you drive drunk, first of all, before I say anything, please don't drive drunk. Please don't drink and drive. Please, I preach that anytime I'm talking about an event going on and I'm encouraging y'all to go out and have fun, but do not drink and drive. Please do not drink and drive. I beg you not to drink and drive. Okay, but just being honest, a lot of us have done it at least once or twice. And so driving drunk, I feel like you're more focused. You're not trying to get pulled over. And you don't want to get pulled over. And so, you start remembering everything from driving school. 10 and 2, seatbelt on, seat up straight. Man, you looking at your eyes. If you got eye drops, you're going to put some eye drops in. You playing music, kind of, trying to, steer your focus. Sometimes people can't multitask, so you turn off the music so you can focus. Turn that down, I can't see. Right? But driving sleepy, I just recently had this shit happen to me where I got off of work, nice long shift, and I'm driving home. It's daylight outside, and I'm just super sleepy, and I'm just like, oh my God. Have you ever drove? Now, a lot of people have done this. Have you ever been driving? You can be sober or whatever, but have you ever been driving and you just sitting there driving and then like you kind of just black out? You don't black out, but you just I guess daydream. And then you kind of come back to like, damn, I've been driving for the past 2 minutes. I ain't even know it. That's how driving sleepy is, bro. But you actually fall asleep. It's like you sitting there and you thinking you up, and then next thing you know, you feel like this little creep in your body, and like a oh shit, I was asleep. Luckily, nothing happened, but driving sleepy is way more dangerous than driving drunk, in my opinion. Because, dude, it takes that one time for your eyes to close for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and some shit is going to happen. Now, driving drunk is absolutely dangerous because a lot of people drive intoxicated, and like that's why you have the DUIs and DWIs and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like driving really intoxicated. Like, of course, that's way more dangerous than driving sleepy. Of course, But having a few shots here or a few beers here and having to drive home versus driving sleepy, man, I feel like driving sleepy is just it's just wild. Just wild. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Is it more dangerous to drive drunk or drive sleepy? And I'm talking about sleepy, just fresh off of a shift. You're driving home and you're super tired and you really can't even make you. I've drove home sleepy one time, so sleepy that I missed the initial exit I was supposed to take because I was like not paying attention. The first time I missed it, I wasn't halfway paying attention. And I was like, oh shit, I missed my exit. So I'm like, I'll just take the next one. It's going to take me in a loop anyway. I fell a little asleep for like 3 seconds. I did like that. I jumped up. I said, oh shit, I missed my exit again. And then the last one, I just missed it again because I was just wasn't paying attention. I've done some stupid ass shit while I was driving sleepy. But driving drunk, man, like that shit, that's not for the weak either. Nobody needs to be doing that, but that shit is crazy. Right? Now, we are in the conference finals of the NBA playoffs. Last time I talked to you guys, I want to say the Lakers was on the verge of getting swept, and yeah, that's how long it's been. Excuse me, hold on. All right. If you are in Texas, then you know that allergy season is kicking everybody's ass. Shout out to y'all who are dealing with this. Continue to deal with this. I hate this shit. But anyway, moving on. I haven't talked to y'all in a while about the NBA playoffs. Last time I think the Lakers was in the playoffs. So it's been a crazy ass conference finals. Spurs versus the Thunder, Knicks versus the Cavaliers. We saw the Cavs take another loss in the game one loss that they lost when they was up by like 20 something with 8 minutes left. They need their ass. Well, James Harden pisses me off, and I'm not a Cavs fan. I'm not a James Harden fan, but just for you to be pure dominance all the time in the regular season, why can't you translate that into the playoffs? Why is it always like pulling teeth with you, trying to perform in the playoffs like we need you to perform? I never understood this, but it is what it is. But it's been a good one so far, for real. Spurs and Thunder series is going like I thought it was going to go. I was like, this is going to be a hard-fought series. I don't care if Thunder would have won the first 2 games at home. I just know the Spurs are going to win the next 2 games. But even then, now I don't know. It's a toss-up in the air. Wembanyama is going to be the next best thing ever to touch the thing of basketball. I'm going to say this, and I don't want to put no disrespect or no overly hype on shit. Wemby is going to be the guy because Wemby is a 7'4" center who knows how to play basketball and not just be tall. You actually have great skill at basketball for your height. Wemby is going to be to us what Wilt Chamberlain was to basketball at first. Like, we never seen a guy this big, this athletic, this fast. Okay, you know, Wilt Chamberlain is more strong, but a guy that know how to use his height. I can't say I never seen it before, and this dude is doing the damn thing. Ooh. But Wemby is a guy that you can say that he's going to be to our generation like how Wilt Chamberlain was to his generation. Somebody we ain't never seen before that's going to dominate the league. And it's going to be impossible for us to stop him unless we change some goddamn rules. Look, motherfucker, you can lay that bitch up. You ain't dunking nothing else. All right? But they not going to do that, of course. But Wembanyama, first game coming in, 40 points, 20-something rebounds. This motherfucker put up video game numbers in a real professional basketball game. He put up video game. The numbers he put up at the end of the game is some shit I do on 2K in my career. I don't do those numbers on the rec or, you know what I'm saying, or anywhere else. It's just my career. Like now, of course, everybody has their one good game or whatever when they do have good things in the rec or whatever. But just everyday, no. And this motherfucker making it look fucking easy, right? So yeah, Wembanyama is gonna be the talk of the town for easily the next 10 years. Like, hopefully injuries don't catch up to him. Hopefully he don't get too seriously injured in the future. I hope he's able to play a lengthy ass NBA career. But realistically, at that height and at the skill set that you have, you're easily able to play at least 10 to 15 more years. And I hope he's healthy for all 10, 15 more years, right? But dude, Shea is amazing. The OKC Thunder are amazing. I said it my last episode of they are going to become the villain, and they are if they win another title, they're going to be starting becoming the villain. But they're starting to become the villain now because I won't lie to you, it's half of that time that I watch OKC Thunder. Some of the calls that they get and some of the calls they're not calling against OKC or calling for the Spurs. That dudes, literally, who was that? Was it Hartenstein that pulled fucking Castle's hair and they didn't say a damn word? Like, dude, at some point in time, this is sickening. It's not OKC fault. They're playing their style. They're playing their way, and they're playing what's good for them into their favor. You have to get onto the refs. The refs has always been the problem. I've always hated referees. As somebody who's became a referee and actually ref some games, football or basketball games, I've ref more football games, and I've seen the effect of players cussing me. I've had players cuss me out over just he was out of bounds. Are you fucking blind? Like, actually, I am halfway blind, but but no, I've been there and I've seen it, and so like I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that you got to process and a lot you got to do. As a referee, you have to not only call the game, you have to control the environment. You have to make sure that the rules are being played fairly. Like, and of course, I'm human. I'm not going to see every call. I'm not going to see everything. So I get it. But at the same time, I fucking hate referees. I've always hated referees. I've hated referees ever since I started playing sports when I was 5 years old. Always despised referees. There's only a few handful of referees in my lifetime that I say I respect because of the, even though they talk to me during games, it's just I'm going to show you respect, show me respect, right? And then, like, they play fair. Like, in my opinion, they're fair. And like, in my times they call a foul, they do a penalty on me, throw a flag or whatever. And I'm just looking like, what the fuck? And then, like, hey, this is what happened. This is what I saw. That's how it is. And I respect it, but some referees be pissing me off. You don't deserve to be referees, and I hate them, right? But OKC is just one of those teams that's like really throwing everybody off because, dude, why half of these calls that y'all are getting, it's some bullshit. And Shea, bro, everybody, you know what? People want to talk about LeBron James so bad. Oh, love flop. He flops all the time and all this and that. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is on the floor majority of the game that he is really just standing up, period. And I mean just standing up on the side. He's on the floor more than he's sitting down on the bench. And he sat down on the bench a lot of times in the regular season. And yet he's still on the floor more than he's sitting on the bench cheering on his team. Shea, and I get it. You play to your advantage and all that, but dude, that Thunder team can make you question basketball, make you question everything for a long, long time. So it's been a crazy ass playoff series, but I expected the Spurs and Thunder to go 7. I expected it to be a great series. I think it's a coin flip. You can just flip a coin, and that's who you pick, and I will have confidence that they're coming out of that series. All right, but the Spurs winning game 1, I was like, dude, if they win game 2, it's a wrap. Hey, speaking of game 2, did anybody else see Stephon Castle destroy Hartenstein? I mean, destroy. I was sitting there I was at work watching the game. And so I was sitting there. I had it up. And I just happened just to sit down for a minute because I was taking a small break. I was watching it. I usually listen to it on my phone, or I have my headphone in and just listen to the game. You know what I'm saying? And occasionally watch on the phone here and there. But I was actually taking a small break, and I happened to sit down and watch. And I just, soon as I watched, that's when that possession happened with Victor Wembanyama passing it back to Stephon Castle. And Stephon Castle drove and punched on Hartenstein. First of all, as soon as he dunked it, I screamed so loud at work. I said, oh my God. like I thought I saw a murder, which I did. Like, that was nasty. Crazy ass dunk. I ain't gonna lie. After that dunk, I just knew the Spurs was winning. But they came up short. But that was a crazy sequence and a crazy game. Right? And then on the Knicks and Cavs part, the Knicks, they just look like they're too much. They are too much. The Cavs, now luckily for the Cavs never lost at home in the playoffs yet. So they have a chance of actually getting in this series by just winning all their home games. It's going to be up to them to win that one road game if they want to win this series. I think they can take care of home court advantage. Now, is this series going to go 6 or 7, and can the Cavs pull it out? They can, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like, I think the Knicks are just too much right now. The Knicks are, even without OG Anunoby, like, kind of full-time, kind of like OG Anunoby and J-Dub kind of got the same injuries, and like they're off and on, but they are the same significance to their team of like they are important when they're in the game, but really if they're not playing, you can still win a game without them, but you want them on the court. So if OG Anunoby is not on the court, like, you know, it hurts a little bit kind of defensively because he's a guy that can switch between the two through the 5, or really the 1 through the 4, and then he can give you quality buckets, quality minutes, and same with J-Dub. And so without him on the court, maybe for the finals, both of those teams, without those teams in the finals, I think they can struggle. But really right now, I think they're having good matchups. So with that being said, I think the Knicks, I said it last episode, the Knicks are really looking like they're my new favorite to go to the finals and possibly win it all. The Knicks look phenomenal and have a 2-0 lead over the Cavs to start this series. So we're going to see what happens in the laters of these games in these series. Who you got making the finals? Okay, for the Knicks and Cavs, I think the Knicks are going to beat the Cavs in probably 5 or 6 games. And I think the Knicks are going to go back to the promised land of being in the finals. This is something they haven't done in a very long time, something they want to do. And I think the Knicks are going to actually beat the Cavs to get there. But I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if the Cavs, because Evan Mobley is on a mission, bro. Evan Mobley be hooping. All right. Donovan Mitchell, he be off and on. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden be both. I think they take turns being off and on. Who's going to be off tonight? Like, they bet on that shit. But excuse me, sorry, y'all. I got the Knicks coming out the East, but for the West, that's tough. Bet my money on it, shake my hand, and you take your pick. I got Spurs. I think Spurs, even though Thunder, yes, they have more experience. Thunder you can argue that they are the better team. But it's something about that dude, Wemby, man. He's on a mission. De'Aaron Fox hasn't played in 2 games. De'Aaron Fox hasn't played in the first 2 games of this Western Conference Finals, and they have either won or been in the game to be close to winning. Wait till De'Aaron Fox get back. And Harper got hurt the last game. So that's 2 points. And my God, Stephon Castle. If you get one more motherfucking turnover, oh my God. You got more turnovers than Arby's. Like, Jesus Christ. That pisses me off. Two things that piss me off about the game of basketball. If you are a guard, roughly a point guard, but like a point guard shooting, like if you were like a 6'7" shooting guard and up, I give you a pass, but you still should know how to dribble, right? If you're a guard and you can't dribble properly and you turn over the ball, that pisses me off. And this goes for every position. Missing free throws. I hate when people, do you hear the tone of my voice that just changed? I hate when motherfuckers miss free throws. What the fuck are you doing at practice? Oh, well, the pressure and all this. I don't care. It's in the name. Free. You're right there. You play a sport to where you're getting paid of shooting a ball into a hoop. You're close. You're right there. Nobody's playing defense on you. What are you doing in practice? That's why I admired Michael Jordan. That's why I admired Kobe Bryant. I'm going to shoot this with my eyes closed. You took pride in free throws. And they hated missing free throws because that's the easiest shit. You're right there. I don't understand it. But, sorry about that. I just hate when people miss free throws. It's stupid. But, yeah, Stephon Castle really pissed me off with the amount of turnovers he's been having. But you got to step up. If you're going to be called, if your number's going to be called on, you have to learn how to step up. Dude, go to the gym and just go practice handles. Y'all have access to gyms 24/7. Why are y'all not practicing handles, practicing free throw? Why y'all not doing all that shit? I would do it if I had the resources, but y'all have the resources. You take advantage of your resources that you have. But yeah, I know the Thunder got more experience. I know the Thunder are probably, you can say on paper for sure, is probably a better team. But I think the Spurs Wembanyama is hungry, and if you can get Harper and De'Aaron Fox back, I think they're gonna kill it. But if you can get at least one of those guys back, it's gonna help them. So in my opinion, let me know in the comment section who you guys got going to the finals. I got Spurs and Knicks going to the finals for a rematch of an NBA Finals matchup that happened way back in like 1999. On a party like it's 1999. That's just what I think. All right, sticking with basketball. Okay, I'm going to reach into my bag of, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about 2K. That's how I met a couple of people on Instagram and how I follow a couple of people on Instagram. I see people talk about 2K all day of how it's trash and all this and the mechanics suck and the people who are playing are toxic. The 2K community is toxic. 2K community been toxic ever since. For years. We're talking about 10 plus years of this 2K community being built, going into the NBA 2K league and all this. I've always thought it was super toxic because of how they try to control you. I hate the 2K league because when they first came out with it, when you was trying out or when you tried to get into the league, of how they try to control you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, your point guard has to be 6'3", this and that. That's bullshit. You can't try to control me or what if I want to roll out a 6'9" point guard out there, I should be able to. If I want to make a 6'7" center or a 6'7" power forward and put him out there, I should be able to do that. That's the beauty of the NBA. That's the beauty of basketball. People come in all shapes and sizes, and like you don't think like Magic Johnson back in the days, he was a 6'9" point guard. Okay, and he was coming up in the era where point guards were 6'4" and below or 6'3" and below, and all that. They tried to really, but no, like you got guys like Magic Johnson, 6'9" point guard. You got guys like Charles Barkley, a 6'4" power forward, but without rebound your ass. And so like, I hated that the 2K league tried to, really 2K period, just tried to just control you, control who you are, control what you do. And I always thought that was kind of just toxic. Like back in the days, even like I said, 10 years ago, you talking about trying to make the 2K league, and now when it's called rec, just randoms were rec, it was the pro-am walk-ons, and nobody scouted nobody if you was playing pro-am walk-on, or it would be considered rec today. Nobody scouted anybody for playing with randoms. You didn't get scouted. You had to play team ball. But now everybody goes to watch these rec games to see how good you are. That's how full circle we have turned this shit. If you would have let people just play their games and people can get drafted or get scouted from pro-am walk-ons, you would have better results in the 2K league. But hey, what they say, politics and whatever, it is what it is. But 2K has been one of my favorite games of all time, like for a long time. And so the thing about 2K is the community, like I said, the community is toxic. The community is forever toxic. It's going to stay toxic. It's not going to change. Nothing's going to happen, right? It's going to stay toxic. But one thing that we got to remember is the community continues to get younger. You know what I'm saying? Like now, 10 years ago, a kid that was like 3 years old wasn't playing 2K. And when I was a kid, I was the kid running 2K and this and that, and I'm doing all this. Now you fast forward 10 years, that 3-year-old is 13 and he's playing 2K now, and he's online, and I'm still like, what's with these kids and people, and what do they be thinking? We need to, and then on top of it, I still blame Steph Curry and the Warriors for changing the game of basketball as everybody wants threes. I've never seen it to where, and it would be different if this was just 2K, but this is real life basketball of people purposely taking a 3 instead of a 2. Well, 3 is more than 2. Yeah, you're right. 3 is more than 2, but I have a better chance of scoring an easy, wide open layup than just trying to step back and hurry up and shoot a 3. But you're wide up. I get it, but the layup is a layup. It's right there. You have that square right there that you can just put it right on it and it's going to go in. Like, I don't understand. And so 2K players, 2K community lack the understanding of like layup lines and 3-man fast break. And you know what? Those two are just warm-ups that you see teams run before they start the game. Go to a high school. If you play 2K, go to a high school basketball game. Go to a college basketball game. Sometimes they do it in the pros, but a high school and college, middle school, high school, and college basketball game. Go watch them warm up when they're doing layup lines and they're doing 3-man weave fast breaks. That's how basketball should be played. Because I shouldn't be on 2K and I get the rebound, bam, throw it out for the outlet, and then he got somebody or somebody's out there on the other side, cut in. If you go straight to the basket, that's an easy dunk, easy 2. But he's going to the 3-point line. Where are you going? And then if you miss, that's what really pisses me off. Or if you throw the ball, it gets stolen because you threw it in really past the defender, and he just put his hands up. 2K. Like the 2K game it's I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of bullshit that's happened, from fouls not being called, from the opponent hits the ball out of bounds, but all of a sudden it's their ball. Like it be some bullshit that happens, but then the players don't help it. Like the players don't help it at all, and I don't understand it, man. 2K, I've been playing 2K for so long that I'm just not going to just up and cold turkey quit it. No, I love playing. I love making my guys. I love playing with my guys. I love doing everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. It's going to forever be a thing in my heart to just play 2K. But it's getting out of hand of like me actually caring about it. Like I'm super close every time to either throwing my controller or throwing some shit, punching my TV, punching my wall, because it's some bullshit happening all the time. Always happening. But let me know in the comment section. Do you guys still play 2K? Is 2K some bullshit? What rules should be changed for 2K? You know what I'm saying? They be quick to try to 2K be quick to try to listen to the fans that are toxic. But the real fans that know what they're talking about, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. But hopefully it gets better. I think this. I'm not gonna lie though. This is probably even though I complain about it and I just talk shit about it, I think this 2K26 game is probably one of the best 2Ks ever, as far as the mechanics of it, the smoothness of it, just being able to be free like an arcade game, but sprinkle in the realistic. But y'all didn't even sprinkle in realistic. Y'all just full arcade. That's where people get pissed off at. But other than that, I think it's a good game. All right, shout out to all the podcasts out there that I'll be watching, and I'll be basically watching film on and gaining film. If you play sports, or really to be honest, you it don't have to be just sports, but a lot of people understand from playing sports. If you really play sports, if you're a doctor, if you do cars, if you do anything that requires a small competition or that requires you learning, you watch film. Everybody watches film. And so as a podcaster and want to be a big time podcaster, I watch all these other podcasts, and it's like watching film. I want to see your techniques. How do you approach the show? How do you ask certain questions? How do you lead up into this? How is your wordplay going from topic to topic to topic? Like 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Mello. I love watching that. Out the Mug with Tony Allen and Zach Randolph. I think that's one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite, just because of how real and raw they both are, but at the same time of how professional they are. You know what I'm saying? And just the amount of storytelling that they can do and the fun they can have with also doing it, but also the homework. Tony Allen, anytime I'm watching episodes of that, Tony Allen is like, he's doing homework on these people. You know, like even the players, like you play with this player. How do you, like, why do you feel the need to know more about them? But it's just for the show, man. People want to know the right questions. But yeah, Out the Mud with them. Busting with the Boys. I've been on Busting with the Boys for a long time. Like, granted, Taylor Lewan and Will Compton both play for the Titans, so that's why I started watching them. But watching them continue to grow, now they got their own commercials, like for Prize Picks. They're in important shit. They are inspiration in my opinion. Like, really inspiration. Club 520 with Jeff T, B Hen, and the boys. B Hen is one of the funniest niggas on the planet. On the planet. And yeah, Charlie Villanueva and them boys on their podcast. Charlie Villanueva is hilarious too. So they're all fun. They're all funny and fun to watch. And like, I watch film and I take notes. Club 520 basically most recently just gave me my motivation because of their deal they did with Adidas. And so to get a sneaker deal as a podcast, like, I look at that. I look at that and I want to try to do that. Like, I want to get sponsored by Adidas. I want to get sponsored by Nike, Puma. I want to get sponsored by somebody. It seems so cool. It seemed like a flex, in my opinion, and that's the biggest flex I can say that's lit. If you're a podcast that started like we just wanted to talk about bullshit, talk about this, and like you see where you're at now, that, in my opinion, is one of the best things. It's a goal, and like I said, it's a flex, and it's a goal, and that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to that stepping stool. I want to be looked at as anytime you're strolling on social media or YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, every time I'm strolling, I see a 7 p.m. in Brooklyn video. I see a Out the Mud video. I see a Bustin' with the Boys video. I see a Club 520 video. I see a Shicks and Give video. I see those videos just pop up randomly, and like, that's what I want to be. I want to be popping up on random people's shit, and you're watching. But shout out to those podcasts, man. Shout out to all of those podcasts out there. You guys don't go unnoticed. I know for a fact that it's sometimes in the podcasting world too. It's a competition. So everybody, it's certain people that you travel. You get into it with maybe somebody else from another podcast, and y'all got tension and beef or whatnot within that. And I don't want the beef. I don't want the beef at all. I don't want the beef. But hello. What, it went off for you? Come say hey. You missed last month. Say hey, everybody. Look, say hey. XJ's in the building, everybody. I'm gonna come back in there. I'm gonna go play in a minute. Okay, give me a second. Love you. Close the door. No, get out and close the door. I'm gonna be in there in a minute. XJ, everybody. But yeah, everybody goes through the beef, and everybody, it's pick and choose of what you really want to do. But I don't really want the beef, but I know that's what really sells, and so I'm probably gonna have to get into it with somebody. Maybe, I don't know. But shout out to all those podcasts, man. I ain't gonna lie though, it's been a lot of people. I've been seeing a couple of, and it's mostly light skinned people, but I've been seeing a couple of guys be on certain shows, certain podcasts that are trying to talk crazy and talk crazy about, trying to say Austin Rivers, thanks to your dad, you got a big contract. Okay, that's weird, but sure, go ahead with that. Talking to people, screaming it. The one that's pissing me off is the screaming and yelling. Trying to get your point across, so you screaming and yelling. No. Like, bruh, stop all that shit. Like, you don't need to scream and yell to get your point across. And I get it, everybody's opinion matters, but it don't have to be valid. Like, your opinion, it can matter. Your opinion matters to you, but it's not valid, or it don't matter to nobody else. So why are you screaming? I get it, for the views. because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants the views. Everybody wants the views. But no, it's just I hate the small beefs that happen and everything that's going on. It's going to be beefs within anything, though. But shout out to all those podcasts that I be watching. Coach JB, I watch Coach JB. The Pivot, I watch the Pivot too. But I watch them all, and I take notes from it, and I watch them, and I be smiling, and I laugh, and I disagree with some takes, but I agree with a lot of takes, and I try to take it within myself, and Club Shay Shay and Nightcap with those boys. I try to take something from everybody, but I love all of you guys, and I love that y'all give me the inspiration. I'm glad that y'all putting y'all shit on platforms for me to look at and me to get inspiration from. So shout out to you guys all out there that's doing podcasts, man. It's not easy, getting up to do this shit daily or getting up to do this shit weekly. It's a journey. It's a lot of shit that goes on that you have to really think about and do. But all in all, shout out to those guys and all those podcasts out there. All right, everybody. Y'all already know what time it is. Time to get up out of here. I am Zay for Life, and this is another episode of Ta1k Podcast. This is episode 93. That means we are getting closer. Who was born in 93? Let me know in the comment section. Who was born in 1993? 1993, stand up. Okay, we got the whole 90s vibe going in for the episode of the 90s. But until the next time, I'm Zay for Life, and Zay for Life is out.